Hey, good morning. I'm John Rhoads. This is Rhoads Life Coaching. And this week I wanted to follow up on the topic that I posted last week, which is allophilia. There were pieces to it that needed to be included in a separate video. So with that, remember that allophilia is a term coined in an attempt to find the opposite of prejudice. In looking around for defining the opposite of prejudice, there was a gap. And this term was created in a way to try and define what the opposite of prejudice is. As a definition, it is holding in regard or loving those that are different than ourselves. And in that, there are four pieces: connection, trust, admiration, and engagement. And by breaking allophilia down into those four pieces, it allows us to look at where we might have gaps in our own understanding of how we engage with others. So thinking about that for a minute, we've posted about trust previously and talked about the components of trust. And at some level, we all trust in different ways and have different trust issues. And it's an object and a skill that can be developed. How do you understand what connection is? And where do you feel connected and disconnected to others that are different from you? Engagement is different than connection. And how do you understand engagement? Because you can be connected to someone and not engaged. How are those things different, and where might engagement be something that you are able to develop in yourself? And then finally, admiration. It's an interesting word that we don't use in our common terminology very often. In common conversations, we talk about admiring someone. And admiring someone who's different than us is kind of outside the norm, maybe. What does that look like for you? Where do you not admire people that are different from you? Or where do you admire people that are different from you? Thinking about those four pieces together gives you a kind of a map to look at how you understand and develop allophilia. It's interesting in those four pieces, though, that in developing those four pieces, they're all about me as the individual. They're all about you as you grow allophilia. It isn't about what the other person is doing. It's not about what the person that's different from you is engaged in or doing themselves. It all comes from yourself. And that ends up being a foundational piece of coaching, is looking at your own personal and self-development. How is it that you understand those four components in your daily life? Where might they be applied to how you engage with other individuals, especially people that are different than you, in developing your ability to admire, connect, care, and even love people that you maybe disagree with, or that come from a different background from you, or that had different experiences from you. My request, as always, is to take some time to look at that for yourself. It's important enough to have two different videos about it. It seems like an antidote that we need right now in our culture. And where are there opportunities for you to grow and develop your own allophilia? I'd be happy to have a conversation about that to help you develop it for yourself. Please feel free to like or comment. Please feed the algorithm and share with anybody that might be interested in more about this topic. I'm John Rhoads. This is Rhoads Life Coaching. I hope you're able to find purpose and meaning in daily life.